Hello, David Connell's my name, and in this particular video I want to cover the topic of newsletters. We send out a newsletter every 2 months, and the main aim of these newsletters is to provide a topic of value to accountants, and in particular in response to accountants' needs. I have one here in front of me now. You can go to the website where all of our newsletters, past newsletters, are available to download without any cost. So you're welcome to go in, subscribe for future newsletters, and have a look at the ones that have already been done. This latest one, which was released in September, is issue number 31, and the topic covered in that is staff retention and recruitment, the big issue. And I have no doubt that listeners will be very much aware that that is the case. Now, I'm not going to go through this particular newsletter in detail, other than to mention some of the key things that I think are important here. And one of them is a survey of the 10 attributes of candidates. What are they looking for? And the surprise thing that I found was that in reviewing the survey was that attractive salary and financial incentives comes number 6 in the top 10 attributes. And I think that will surprise a lot of practitioners. That young people and young professionals coming into the profession, that ranks number 6. So what are the top 5 above that? The top one is challenging and engaging work. And I walk into practices where I see people really involved in their work, and you can see they're enjoying it. That's number 1 in their minds. The second one is reputation for looking after and valuing employees. They'll work for firms where they know that reputation is strong and it actually happens. And that's an important thing. Firms can say it happens, but it must actually happen. The third thing is training and development. Here's an area that I think many firms feel they're doing okay with, but they're not really. Most of the training is on technical issues, sending them off to NTAA courses, institute courses, society courses and so on, but missing out on the real career development, leadership, communication, what are known now as the emotional intelligence attributes. So they're looking for that. And many big corporations, including the Australian Taxation Office as a government body of course, are offering unlimited training to people who come and work with them. So this ranks above salary. It's important that accounting firms get this right. The next one they've got is fun, positive and vibrant work environment. Now that's so important that I still walk into practices that look like something out of Noah's Ark. They want to work in a pleasant environment. And the next thing is career development and progression. And here we're talking about helping them to develop their career and mentoring them and coaching them individually as to what their future might be. How many of you do that with your staff? At number 6 then we come across attractive salary and financial incentives. And then we have performance rewards and recognition, ranking number 7. Number 8, understanding the importance of family or life outside work. And that kind of surprises me. I would have thought that would have been a lot higher, but there it is. And a fair pay for a fair day's work. Now I'm sure no employer would argue with that. And finally, definitive and strong company values or firm values. How many firms actually have a business plan that includes their mission statement, that sets out what it is, the actual purpose of the business and what the values are? Again, I would suggest to you that the percentage is actually quite low. So there's the top 10 attributes, and what's interesting is that the salary is not the overriding issue, and I think too that at the moment we're seeing a lot of competition with firms actually offering higher salaries to attract people. To my way of thinking, if they come in for the money, they'll go for the money. So you really need to think about these other 5 attributes to hold your people. The next graph that's in this newsletter is about employee benefits for staff retention. And they start off, there's a number of them, but the highest ranked one is employer-funded training and skills development, which interestingly enough goes pretty well with those attributes we just mentioned. So employer-funded training and skills development is so important here. The second one is flexible hours or alternative work arrangements, and we can understand why that's happening more and more. We now have a number of people working from home in remote locations and so on. A bonus system for firm performance and profit share. I personally think that one needs some pretty close scrutiny before you go with it, but it's listed in the survey at number 3. Variety of leave entitlements. Subsidised health cover and self-health care contributions. subsidised car parking and so on. I'm not going to go through all the rest. You can read the newsletter and see for yourself. Now, these newsletters come out every 2 months, and it's a pretty simple exercise to subscribe. There's no charge to you. We had valued the newsletter at $120, I think it was, in the early days. These days we provide it free. So all you have to do is send us your details onto our database, and we will send you out these newsletters on a regular basis. I thank you for your time.